Our Governor Gavin Newsom has been up there to see those fires, especially the Paradise one, when President Trump came to Paradise and visited to see the devastation. So at the time, President Trump asked him and others, what are you doing to clear the land in such a way that makes it less fire prone, to rake the forest floor? And then people made fun of that word rake, which is a technical term for some of the equipment used in forestry, to make sure areas can be a little more fire safe by thinning trees, removing brush, removing dead material on that. So the question is, as Governor Newsom goes out on site and waves his arms and tells us it's someone else's fault, then what has he learned in the last 6 years? And more importantly, what has he applied since he had this photo op in Paradise as the new governor of California? It looks like not much action. Certain promises are made to be aggressive on land management in California, and certain claims are made, but the actual numbers are 1/5 of the amount claimed that had been treated, the work that had been done in California. So we've seen time after time, more and more fires. The Camp Fire in Paradise, listed here, 85 lives lost, 90% of the homes. The Car Fire near Redding, the Zog Fire on the other side of Redding. The Park Fire last year, 400,000 acres from Chico all the way up to Mount Lassen. The Dixie Fire, 1 million acres. This is all Northern California. Now, Southern California is getting international coverage, and rightfully so. So what are we going to do? What is Newsom going to do? Well, he wants to blame it on climate change. And so we see time and time again, we're hearing about climate change. We're hearing about carbon dioxide. Well, here's the same chart I show often on this floor. Carbon dioxide represents 0.04% of the atmosphere, and it's barely changed. Look at the rest of the chart, what isn't CO2. And they want to just make it a climate change story. So what are we doing to make things more fire resilient in Southern California? This is a reservoir, the Santa Ynez Reservoir, just up the hill from Pacific Palisades. The portion on the right here is what it looks like more or less when it's full. Here's what it looks like presently. It's empty. It's been empty since last February. They've been fooling around for nearly a year, supposedly repairing the cover over the thing. And so it holds 117 million gallons of water. And they report to us that there's 3 1-million-gallon tanks that ran out by the third one by 3 a.m. on the night of the fire above Pacific Palisades. What would another 117, approximately 40 times the storage of those 3 tanks, been able to do for them had it been available? Had the maintenance been done? Well, the governor's going to start an investigation on it now, kind of like when he starts an investigation on high gas prices due to policies he does to drive up the cost of fuel and make it not available and make the refineries not available and not quit drilling for fuel in California, which we have so much abundance of near that Bakersfield area, et cetera. So what are we doing here? Why is this empty? Why has it been empty for nearly a year to make a little repair in the cover that may have been able to be done by reservoir staff? It's incompetence at all levels here. And so what do we have going on? Is there enough water supply? He says, well, we have plenty of water. Well, presently, next poster, this is Shasta Dam in Northern California. Let's flip it over, please. And we have, it's dumping water right now. It's dumping water out because it still has 1 million acre-feet of space left. But it's dumping water because they want to have room at the top to conserve for more weather. Okay, I guess I understand that. But what are they doing with that water down below? Newsom's plans have stopped the Delta pumps from running at full capacity to fill other water systems around the state, such as San Luis Reservoir, which is about 70% full right now and doesn't have a storage problem for flood, as well as making sure the aqueducts are filling all the other reservoirs, such as the one we just looked at, Santa Ynez. They could fill that in a short amount of time. The amount of water that runs out due to wasted running through the Delta in an hour would fill that Santa Ynez Reservoir. And it would take a long time locally because they have to rely on either wells or coming from some other water source we haven't quite ascertained yet because it's hard to find the information. So
the gentleman's time has expired.
Governor Newsom, are you going to help or are you going to be a detriment and just go on camera and blame everybody else and blame the president? We need real work done on to make fire conditions much safer in California and the West.
Time has expired.